Hello again, and welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Rural Report. I am your Rural 2IC, and today we're going to have another Rural Talk. For all of the new members, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. For all of you that have been with me for quite a while, thank you again. Much love and appreciation for all the continued support. Now, with that being said, what was it? Saturday, Sunday, something like that. Pinball graciously put out a video where he put out, I think it was 10 or 12, I think it's 12, a dozen smaller channels that he recommends that has good content. And I'm blown away that not only myself, but channels like The Orlando Prepper and Southern Tier Prepper, a couple of our really good friends of the channel got mentioned in there as well. Really, really great to see that. But I really hats off and commend Pinball. You can always, like he put on there, you can always tell those channels that they're just trying to use the fear tactic to sell you something, or they're trying to say the sky is falling so that way you'll tune in and watch every single report as they wave their hands and do flashy things, so that way you just keep coming back, or you give them money or something like that. uh, and he sees through that. Pinball's an extremely smart man, and you can tell it doesn't take very many of his shows to see his intelligence shine through. Now, with that being said, and real quick side note, I am beyond grateful for to be in there and to gain so many great subscribers. But I did receive quite a lot of love, support, and things like that, which I'm greatly appreciated to all of you, because the sponsor of our show is you. I don't have any, paid anything along those lines. So you're the reason why I'm here, which brings up, I got two interesting emails. Now, I don't know if these are new subscribers. I don't know if these are just miscreants wanting to spread riffraff. But in any of the case, one of the things that I love to do on this channel is that you take things and switch it around to your advantage. Now, Rural, what do you mean by that? Well, when you get some sort of thing that catches wildfire on social media to where they go, oh, if you add this guy's name and this guy's name and subtract it by green, then that means Monday at 2:12 the world's going to end, and everybody freaks out. Well, instead of me telling you, hey, freak out, we go, hey, you know what? Let's use this. Here's a great example of Monday by 2:12. Do you have everything needed that if the moon's going to hit the earth, do you have the things needed to, have a chance at survival? Now, granted, in that particular one, probably not. But we've seen a few instances where they've said, hey, the power grid's going to go out, or this is going to happen, or social unrest, or whatever. Use it to your advantage. It's a great way to set a timetable, so that way it's a good motivator for you. You can go, all right, 2 weeks out, do I have the food? Do I have the water? Have I been complacent? Have I been putting something off that I really should be getting done? Well, here you go. Now you have an actual set time to achieve those goals and to get things done. We all kind of put things off. We're all human, okay? So, even I, from time to time, I would much rather sit on my comfy couch in the air condition and play a game with little rural than to go out in 85, 90-degree sun and pick weeds. Okay, it's a no-brainer. I get it. But okay, moving on. So the first one was, why do you do what you do? You're giving up your OPSEC. People know way too much about you. You're going to be an easy target if something actually happens, things like that. And then the second one was kind of the same. Instead of asking, like, why do you do what you do, basically told me on how unintelligent I am for doing this. Okay, so let me address some of that. Why do I do what I do? Why am I on YouTube? Why am I showing my face? Why am I showing you some of my preps and different things like that? Firearms, knowledge of different things. Well, why am I doing that? It comes down to, at least in my humble opinion, everybody has a job, okay? And you have to find your place. Now, it's kind of like being in some sort of employment. You can move up, you can move down, you can move laterally, you can be right in the middle, and that's where you're happiest. You don't want to move up. You've worked your way down here, up to here, and you found a really good niche, and that's where you shine, and so you want to be here. Instead of that whole thing of everybody shouting at you, you need to be alpha and the leader. That may not be you. Why would you try, to peer pressure, submit to it, and come up here to where that is not your calling? Maybe you are not a good leader. And I'm not saying anything that you couldn't be, but why would you put yourself into that? It's one of the things that we say on this channel a lot. If you do not want to be in a bad situation, don't be where the problem is. Which brings up a side note too. I had to take a defensive driving test one time, and it wasn't multiple choice. And the question came up, and this was a pre question for them to walk you through everything. And so there was whatever 10, 15 of us in the class, and so they could get your mind working. They said, how or what could you do to not have an accident backing out of a parking space? And everybody was like, you get out, you double check your mirrors, you do this, you have a spotter. And it dawned on me really late, and this isn't me trying to, I'm the greatest thing ever. It just dawned on me out of the blue. Don't back up. You can't have an accident if you don't back up. And sure enough, that was the answer they were looking for. So it goes into that. If you don't want to be where, social unrest is, get away from the place that it may have social unrest. It's something like that. I know it's not that simple. All of us have financial uh, differences and things like that. It may not be feasible at this moment, but it's a goal. You can set that goal for yourself to get away from there. Use it as motivation, set goals, get away from there. What for me, everybody has a job. And so when you start out, you are just trying to figure things out. It's at minimum wage. You have no skills, you have no experience, and you can do with it what you will. Now, you can say, I'm entitled to move up. You can say whatever excuse or thing that you want to say, but most people will look at you that at least have some shred of common sense and say, no, you have no business. Look, you're really good at hacky sack or frisbee. That's great. Go over there and play and let the real people run the things that need to be ran. You have no business being in charge of anything. Okay. And so, to put it in another perspective, if we're running a restaurant and your waitress is taking out the trash and your cook is scrubbing the toilets, everybody that is there to eat can't eat. The people that are supposed to be working aren't doing their job. And so you have to know what your job is. Now, for me, why do I do this? Well, in me, there's a calling, okay? And this all happened during the kind of like the CV19er stuff and things like that. Um, I kind of felt that I needed to do more. And I couldn't place what it was quite yet, and then it dawned on me, and I took inspiration from people like Pinball, because I asked kind of the same question: why would you expose yourself like that? Kind of like the second email that I got. Why would I come on here when I'm a nobody? And there's all these people that are military special ops that got trained by the best of the best survivalists. There's all these brand name people that's been on TV that survive and all this other stuff. They do this. They have YouTube channels. Why would I try and compete with them? Okay, well it's that simple for me. It's kind of like being on a street corner and there's somebody that's walking up behind you and they're on their cell phone. And just as they reach the curb, there's a bus flying down the road. Now, you have two choices. You can either have a shred of human decency and humanity, reach out and grab that person and try to stop them, or you can just fold your arms and go, "Ooh, sucks to be you, buddy." And for me, all the people that do the what I perceive as nonsense, and they go, "Well, the first rule of prepping is you don't talk about prepping." Okay, well, you just watched that guy get splattered by the bus. Okay, have fun sleeping at night. For me, I can't do that. I've got to at least try. Okay, now if they push off on me, tell me to F off and, whatever, I tried. That's all you can do is try. That's why I'm here on YouTube. I'm just trying to give out my experience, my opinion, trying to do something to motivate and get people to think. I want to get people on a pathway to give you a different point of view of different things. So that way I can go, hey, here's this, maybe this would be a good idea for you. Or I do it this way, maybe try that way and make a few changes, modify it to where it'll work for you. Maybe I do something and you go, hey, rural, try this. Because that's happened before. One of you told me to try something with my tomatoes and I do it today. You gave me a great idea. I'm not perfect. I'm not some monstrous expert that I know everything. This is a community. What I did with my tomatoes, it worked. What somebody told me to try works a lot better. And that's what I love about this is that I can come on and show you. I can be a little bit of a face and a voice. Even though I look funny and sound weird, I'm willing to do it. And I've had a few people come on and they go, well, what does rural 2IC mean? Well, it's rural second in command. And they go, well, wait a second. Shouldn't you be the leader? Well, listen, you know how important a right hand man is? You have to be able to have a right hand man. You have to have that option. If you're the leader of a group and you step away, are you going to take everybody that you trust with you? Or are you going to leave somebody in charge, somebody you can trust to hold down the fort? That is my niche. Can I lead? Absolutely, I can lead. I've proven myself to be a leader in multiple different facets. Not going to get into all that, okay? Have I had success? Absolutely. Have I had failure? I've had my fair share. So it comes down to I know my place. I can step up and lead. I can make hard decisions. I can make critical decisions when I have to. My thing is, I am the one that you can count on. So the leader can do the leading, and if they have to step away, I'm right there. If they are there and they have to make a critical decision, they can look to me and go, "What do you think?" and value what I have to, what my advice would be on the matter. Now they can agree with me or disagree with me, but the point is maybe I can get them to at least open their mind a little bit more. Maybe their judgment at the moment is clouded by emotion. Maybe they're making a choice because they don't have all the information. That's where a right hand man comes in. Okay. Now we can go into all sorts of specific details and scenarios and whatnot, but I think you get the picture. The point on this is, what is your job? What is it that you do exceptionally well? Do you do good with woodworking? Are you a great mechanic? Can you sew and knit? Can you fabricate? Can you go through and teach? It's an extremely crucial thing to be able to teach. The people that are homeschooling right now, that's an amazing ability that is very undervaluated and often overlooked? Are you really good at medical? Are you really good at public speaking? Are you good at security? Are you good to go into uncomfortable situations and separate two people? Can you do that? Are you good with the elderly, the sick? Are you good with people who are injured? Can you deal with blood and screaming? Are you good with children? Can you navigate? Can you find food? Do you know how to process the food? Are you good with water, fishing? What is it that you're good at? That is where you need to focus a lot of your attention. Make sure it's not all of your attention. I've said this 100 times. When it comes to prepping, you need to be a jack of all trades and a master of none. Doesn't mean that you can't be that one. I'm a medical professional or I'm a hunter, I'm a whatever. That's fine. That's great. You should have that. It does not give you the excuse that's the only thing you know. If you are a hunter and you have no anything on communication, that's a problem. If you are over here and you're a gardener, but you don't know how to, help out in defensiveness, that's a problem, okay? And that's where a lot of this comes in. You need to cross train, at least to the point that you feel comfortable if the time comes. Doesn't mean you're going to do it all the time. There's a ton of things. Most of us, okay, that are watching this are adults. And trust me, we all do things that we don't want to do. You just have to do it. Most of us don't like to do laundry or scrub the toilet, but it has to be done. Most of us don't like washing the dishes or, putting clothes away or dishes away or, doing this or that. Insert thing here. But you're an adult. You have to do it. It's things that have to be done. And it's just like that in prepping. As much as it's really fun to go out and get the cool toy and the flashy thing and this gadget that nobody else has because I'm first, well, you still have to go back to fundamentals. You still have to go back and do all the things down here for your foundation because your foundation is so critically important in order to go here. You need to prep for what is most likely to happen. And when you get all them bases covered to where you are 100%, you're good. Then you can start going up to the next level and the next level, and you can learn flashier knots. And you can go through and buy a couple of flashier knives or some higher end firearm. You can go off and you can prep for the, well, maybe something is going to happen or whatever. Okay, you can expand on that. And the thing is too, make sure that you have fun with it. Okay, you can get burnt out real easy. To have it to where you have prepper fatigueness, we've done a few videos on just that topic. You have to have fun. You have to incorporate it in because it's not all about it. Prepping is a balance. If you are running around with your chicken with the head cut off, screaming that the sky's falling all the time, it's not going to be fun for you. You have to take it serious enough to know that one day you, your family, and everybody that counts on you and loves you and everything, you have to take it serious enough that you're as ready as you can be. But you also have to make sure that you're not missing out on your child's baseball game or taking your husband or wife out to date night or things like that. You still have to enjoy life. There is a percentage that nothing will happen. Now, granted, you don't want to go too far and live in the fairy tale world that nothing will ever, bad happen to me. And you don't want to go too far over here going the alien riding the Loch Ness monster with an army of Yetis is coming over the hill tomorrow. You have to live somewhere in the middle of both of those. Bad things happen. We live in an ugly, cruel world. It's just life. That's just what it is. And what we do with it, it's up to you. You have to figure that out for yourself. So, to round all this up and bring it back home, why do I do what I do? It's because I care. The more preppers out there, the better. The people that lone wolf, I feel sorry for them because humanity has to survive above anything else. Once humanity's gone, there's no point to survival. We're humans, we're social creatures. What are we doing right now? We're on social media right now. You need human interaction. And if you're going to lone wolf and blast everybody in the face that comes near you, it's not a life. Okay? You don't need to live out of fear. Should you be cautious? Absolutely. But you still have to have humanity. So, if you made it to this far in the video, guess what? You rock. I appreciate you so much for spending a little bit of your time with me. Again, a big shout out and a thank you to Pinball. Sorry I made this video a little bit longer than what I normally try to, but hey, we made it. So, for all of you new members, again, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. I'm going to do my best to put out content that hopefully you can get some substance out of and that you can enjoy. Let me know down in the comment section. How am I doing? Am I doing good? If you guys have any recommendations, things you want to see that I cover or do, or questions, leave it down in the comment section. Send me an email. You know how to get in contact with me. But that's what I have for you for today. So, again, I wish you guys a blessed day. And with that, stay tuned because there's definitely more information to come. And above all else, please remember to remain united because we're all prepping in this together.